The Ferrari 330 P4 may be regarded as the greatest endurance race car of all time by many Ferrari aficionados. It was developed as a weapon to counterattack the rising success of the Ford GT40 program. The Ford partnership with Carroll Shelby had stamped their authority within the racing world by securing the top 3 places at the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 1966 and bringing an end to the winning streak at Le Mans by Ferrari. Wanting to regain the crown, Enzo Ferrari instructed his chief engineer back to the drawing board. The 330 P3 evolved to the 330 P4, nearly identical from the outside but with some serious game-changing modifications. But would the sublime handling of the Ferrari 330 P4 be able to take on the iconic Ford GT40? Ford's battle against Ferrari aided in the 330 cars to achieve greatness. With a higher bar set, Ferrari went head-to-head with the brute power of the GT40 and engineered a car that would become a masterpiece in endurance racing. Despite their comparative lack of resources compared to Ford, Enzo Ferrari, and chief engineer Mauro Ferghieri responded by producing 4 330 P4. 3 were factory 330 P4 being chassis 0856, 0858, 0860 and 1 was a modified P3, chassis 0846, known as a 330 P3/4. This new racer looked almost exactly the same as the 330 P3 predecessor but had some significant mechanical changes. Engine technician Franco Rocci was responsible for the significant engine modifications of the Ferrari V12 engine. Under his supervision, the engine in the P4 remains known as the first Ferrari engine to feature 3 valves per cylinder, and it is also the biggest long-block V12 engine ever used in a Ferrari. The engine was rated at 450 bhp at 8,200 revolutions per minute. The Lucas fuel injection was moved from between the cylinder banks to between the camshafts. Other innovations included a chassis modification. The P4 used a shorter wheelbase chassis with a wider track to fit wider tires. The P4 came with 4 repositioned disc brakes which enhanced their cooling. To address the dilemmas they were having with the unreliable Tipo 593 ZF transmission, gears prone to failure, an in-house 5-speed gearbox was created as a replacement. Piero Drogo was responsible for the body of the 330 P4. The P4 was made even wider, the front section even flatter, and the oval grille was narrower than on the P3. As mentioned, the P4 had a wider wheelbase to accommodate wider tires. The new car also sported cast magnesium Campagnolo wheels and wider Firestone tires to replace the Dunlops. The P4 reached a top speed of 320 km per hour, and more importantly, it was able to withstand speeds of 200 km per hour and more for hours. Rule changes at the end of the 1967 season left the 330 P3, 330 P4, and 412 P obsolete. This prematurely ended the career of one of the best-looking racers of all time.